Welcome back to the start of sort of our second week. We actually only had sort of like half a week last week, right? Um, Let me just make sure I've got everything working how I want it to. I've been blaming the system for not working with my computer. So this weekend I bought a new USB port dock thing, and it works. So so it wasn't anything with these guys. It was my little this thing wasn't working how it was supposed to work, but it works in some places. But anyway, I've got something that's working now where I'm going to be a lot more comfortable in working through this course. So just a recap. So I like right now I'm recording the screen and my voice. So that will happen every time we have a class, especially with the lectures. Um, I'm going to go here to our course calendar. Just kind of, and this is kind of, I don't really do with due dates, so there are no hard due dates except the day of exam, because we will take the exams in class. They are paper and pencil type exams. You will bubble, it's got a little Scantron, so remember the exams are, I believe it's 30 questions, all multiple choice. So you're just going to be choosing the right answer for the exams. Other than that, everything else is done through Canvas, the homework in there. So for the most part, we have 2 days for each chapter we're going to do. We have 12 total chapters. And remember, each is sort of a standalone. There's a couple that sort of relate to each other, but mostly it's you do a chapter, and then like this first one we talked about on Wednesday was on measurement, and primarily what the homework is about converting from one type of unit to another unit. So we went through that. And then today is our day where we're developing proficiency. What does that mean? It's a big fancy word for we're working on homework. So what you'll find is the first day we'll go over things, a lecture, connecting you with things. And then the second day is your opportunity to work um, through the homework. So bring a laptop. If you don't have a laptop, I can get some. I think they're next door. There's one of these places, so we can get you hooked up. You can use a cell phone. System will work, but it's not ideal. Tablets work. So days like today, every second day generally is going to be a work day, except for when we get to chapter 4. Oh wait, no, that works. Where is it? Oh, chapter 5 and 6. We'll kind of take those together and then just have one work day for 5 and 6 because they're related. There's a financial math, one's savings, one's loans, but the way you work the problems really are very similar. So we'll do 2 days of instruction followed by 1 day of working through things, and then we'll have a prep day for the um, midterm. There's a practice midterm in here too. We'll get there. Uh, we'll be able to do it sort of as a group midterm. So just get you comfortable with it, practicing, and then we actually take the actual paper and pencil midterm. So of all the days, let's see, October, whatever this week of October 14th, I believe is the Mondays. So this should be like October 16th is an important day to be here. If you have something that you can't be here for, contact me. We can make arrangements through the testing center and such. So we've got all those to do. And then the second half of the class is, again, something completely different. We're not, once you've done 1 through 6, the midterm, we're not going to retest you on that content. We get new content, and the final exam is just 7 through 12. So it's like two separate classes almost. Any questions that have come up so far about the course? We're getting into things. Okay, good. So then when you do come to class, it'll be good to have a laptop or a tablet or something. You may want to have headphones. I do have a few extras here because there are instructional videos built into the system as well. But if we're all listening maybe to slightly different videos, that would be very confusing, or could become very confusing. So it's good to have those. what I do, so we went over class or lecture 1. So if you click here, you should now see there's a recording of class session on 8/26. So that was the Math 140 course. So I'm teaching basically two sections. One's a 140, one's a 141. That really just has to deal with how much time we have in class. They are both the same content. They're doing exactly the same thing we're doing. Yes.
It says the link to live Zoom meeting. Can you do it at home, like during class time?
Well, that's a good, now that I've got this working, I'm not going to be using that what I was using the live Zoom meeting link for was because I didn't get this to work. So I was trying to I was connecting to the own classroom through there. And since I can get it to work now, but what will happen is I will record them. And yes, you could do all of this from home. The second day, if you want to work from home or some other place, you don't have to be here. The advantage of being here, which maybe isn't a big advantage, I don't, you can ask questions of me. And so once we get into this, I'll just be coming around and answer individual questions as you work through things. You have others you could work with if you like doing group work. It's a quiet place. If you maybe you don't get that at home or some other, go to a coffee shop or something. But yeah, so attendance is not part of your grade. It's not, I don't even track attendance. It's up to you to make progress. I track learning progress through the course. So I'm going to remove the live Zoom meeting because now that I've got this working, it's actually easier for me to record with the screen capture. I run into fewer problems. And so these links, though, I believe I was doing Zoom recording. I can't remember. Sometimes I've been trying a lot of different things. But anyway, there's a recording of the class from last Wednesday. And again, it's got everything that I said should be there as far as everything that goes onto the screen would be there. So you could review that. And then for each of them, I've got because I usually teach this class every semester. So I've got one from spring. Actually, no, this is from, this actually last fall of a class I taught. So it's the same, it's similar, but again, sometimes I go through and they're not scripted, so it'll be the same content. If you get yourself and maybe you want to work ahead, you could look at the next chapters and there will be a lecture there, very similar to what we will be doing on that day in class, and it hopefully will be enough. And what I do in class each time is I have some kind of a presentation, or for chapter 2, I actually just work through the textbook. But one thing you'll see in all of these is each chapter has the homework and the quiz. And the quiz is 5 or 6 questions taken from the homework. So I always end the class by working through those 5 or 6 questions, because those are the prime, there might be a few other things in the homework to understand, but if we do those, we've got the gist of we're supposed to be learning. And I didn't set that course up, the course coordinators do, so they give me the curriculum. I'm here to help you learn it. So you'll see the quiz. Now, when you go to work through your quiz, you'll get similar questions, but with different numbers, primarily is how it works. So it shows you how to do it. Once you get in, again, all the resources a little bit, like this is the homework. Once it loads up, I'll just go into teacher preview. You go through and you answer the questions. So this is simplifying fractions. The first few of these are really just dealing with fractions. They're not dealing with conversion until we get to till about question 5. Then we start getting into the measurement portion. Remember, for the homework, how much of the homework do you need to get? 70% will get you 100% of the points. Okay, so it's kind of like there's a lot in there, but I don't need you to work at 100%, but if you get to 70% of it by points. So in the Canvas gradebook, it's 15 points per assignment. So it's about, if you get 10 points out of 15, we'll call that 70%. It's close enough. It's maybe like 68%. I can't remember, but 10 points or better, I'll do it. So, and again, you can take it. I went through already. Some people took it all the way to 15. That's fine. But if you get 10 points or better, I'll manually change it over time. It doesn't happen automatically, but generally I go in through a weekly and catch up on those. And that's basically the course. So you'll come through and you'll work through these, and remember, it's more about being exposed to these different types of questions that you might face, learning how to do them. And then when we get to the test part, so that it's called a quiz, but don't think of it in terms of being a quiz. Maybe I should change the name on them, but anyway, it's these are the 5-6 important questions to know. The homework has 40 or 50 questions, just giving you some practice going through them. You get multiple attempts at them. They have videos, so and these videos are more specific. You know, they're 2, 3, maybe 5 minutes, depending upon whatever was needed. There's a textbook attached, so you could actually read and see an example worked out. And you can always message the instructor if none of those worked. I may not get back to you right away, and sometimes I may ask you back another question, but sometimes I'm able to answer it. You could maybe do a screenshot of what you were trying, and I say, oh no, you just missed this, or so sometimes I can answer quickly. If it's going to be a more involved answer, I'll say, can you come to class and we'll talk about this, because sometimes it needs a little back and forth. So we'll do that. But that's basically it. And you just work through these, get all those points, and it's in the syllabus how much a percent, but it's a good portion of the class. The exams are 30-35% each. So they're a big portion of it. But again, once you work through all the homework, you've got these down. For the midterm and final exam, you get a page of notes. So you just need to know how to do it. And you can have examples of how to work things, front and back, page of notes. And then again, remember, those exams are going to be multiple choice. So we give you the answers. We hide them in, for every right answer, we give you 4 wrong answers. That look pretty good too. So you just got to be able to pick the right answer out of there. And that's the course. So what we've got scheduled for today, and as you'll see, so this is Monday. On Wednesday, we will get into chapter 2, and I will do a full lecture, and there'll be 30-45 minutes of instruction, and we'll have a kind of back and forth. We'll do the quiz together, and then the rest of the time you'll have to work in class if you'd like, or take off if you'd like. Again, this is, again, my belief of college. It's about learning to make good choices. And then next Monday will be a work day for chapter 2. And again, I love when everyone comes, but again, I also want you to know you're not